Let's take a few moments to see what's going on with the Photoshop interface. I'm going to start in Bridge and navigate to a photo and then double click on it to open the image into Photoshop. So across the top we have all of our menu items and they are grouped together by topics such as layers and filters. And then all of our tools are on the left hand side. And when you hover your cursor over any of the tools, you may see a rich tooltip for the tool, which you could then play to see what that tool does. Now, as you get more advanced, you may not want to see these, so you can choose Edit in Photoshop menu and then Preferences from the list, then Tools. Then we'll disable the Show Rich Tooltips. There are additional tooltips that will pop out. These are just yellow text tooltips. You can either choose to leave them on or off. Alright, when we select a tool, we will get the options for that tool up in the options bar, and below the options bar we can see the tab for the open documents. In the center is our image preview area, and at the bottom of the window is our zoom percentage. Next to that, we have a status bar which we can click. Here we are looking at the width, height, channels, and resolution. But we can use the caret to select different information to show about our image. Now to the right is our contextual or taskbar. We can reposition this by grabbing on the dragger handle. We can also use the three dots in order to hide the bar, reset the bar position, or pin the bar position. So while I could move this anywhere and then choose to pin the bar here so that it doesn't move, one of the advantages of not pinning it is it will actually move around the image window as you select different tools and options, and it will display additional features here that you can use based on what you are targeted. So by moving around, it could save a lot of just mouse movements over the course of the day. So for now, I'm going to reset the bar position, and then on the right we have all of our panels. So it's important to note that your screen might look different than mine because you've either rearranged the panel yourself, or maybe Photoshop has arranged the panel differently based on your screen resolution. Well, we are going to talk about hiding and showing and rearranging panels in detail in other videos, but for now I would suggest that you reset your panels by choosing the Essentials workspace, and if they still don't look the same as this, return to that and choose to reset your Essentials. Now they should look as similar to mine as they're going to. In addition, there are a few small changes that we can make to the interface to help us get the most out of the Photoshop environment. So first, we can choose a lighter or darker color theme for Photoshop by selecting the Edit menu and then Preferences and Interface. We can select from these four options, either lighter or darker. I typically prefer the darker options, just I think they're a little bit easier on the eye. We can also change the highlight color for things like the layers panel from gray to blue. which I think makes that a little bit easier to see. But before I click OK, I just want to point out you do have the ability to search your preferences. So if you are looking for a specific preference, you could just type it right in here and Photoshop will take you to that preference. Alright, if you want to change the color that surrounds the image, you can right click and then select from one of these colors, or you can select the custom color. Say for example, you might want to choose white. Maybe you want to see what this would look like with a white mat around it. Alright, for now I'll set that back to default, and if you know the tool or command that you're looking for but you don't know where to find it, you can use the edit menu and choose search. In the discover panel, you can then type in what you're looking for. Say for example, you're looking for swatches. As soon as I type that in, I get a list of search results, and say for example I'm looking for the swatches panel. As soon as I select this, we'll see it highlight over in the panel area. So for now I'll go ahead and just close this image. I no longer need that open. And there you go, a quick overview of the Photoshop interface. With time, it will be easy to find the tools and commands that you want to use.
So now
let's take a look at how to work with multiple open documents in Photoshop. So starting in Bridge, I'm going to click drag to select all of these images, and I'll use Ctrl O in order to open them into Photoshop. So the images open up as tabs, and we can click on each of those tabs in order to view that image. We can also click and drag if we want to reorder the documents. And if we want to cycle through our open documents, we can use the shortcut Ctrl Tab in order to move through the open documents. Now if we want to view multiple images at once, I can choose the window menu and arrange and choose from any of these different tile options. Or I can simply select tile and Photoshop will choose a layout for me. To return to viewing one image, I'll choose window, arrange, and then consolidate all to tabs. If I want to float a window, I can click and drag on the name of the image until I see that it's no longer docked, and then it is floating in the document. Now I can drag this to a second window if I'm using two monitors. I'll go ahead and drag out this second document, and I'll dock it with the other image by just positioning it on top of it. And when I see the sign rectangle around the file, I know that they will dock together. So here they are tabbed. We can click on either tab in order to view it. But one thing to be wary of is when you are floating documents, if I want to click or target on this image back here that is tabbed, the other ones will be hidden. They'll be behind it, but you can always locate them by going under the window menu, and at the bottom all of the open documents will be listed. So I can choose one image and those floating documents will come back to the foreground. Alright, I can either consolidate all of these to tabs by choosing window, arrange, and then consolidate all to tabs, or we can drag the top white bar until it's in that tabbed area and release the cursor. Alright, to close documents, we can click on the little X next to the file name, or we can use the file menu and choose to close the open doc and choose to close the targeted document. Close all of them, or if we wanted to, we could leave the targeted document open and close all of the others. For now, I'll go ahead and close all, and there you go. It's just that easy to work with multiple documents in Photoshop. So thanks for watching the second video of Photoshop Masterclass. This is Sarenvid, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and like the video if you liked it. Comment me any question you have about Photoshop or any photo editing issues you have, and I'll answer to all of them immediately. And like always, this is Sarenvid, and I wish you the best and peace together.